Hi lovers, Coach Kara here. So today I want to talk about one of the main reasons why your relationships are failing or has failed. Okay? And that topic that we're talking about today is doing too much in your relationship. And I know many of you may say, well, shouldn't you do the best and the most for the person that you really care about or love? Here's the thing, okay? I know you may feel that way, that you should do the most and go above and beyond for your person. At the same time, you could be putting yourself, your emotions, your well-being in jeopardy and may not even be aware of it. And why is that? Let's go. So typically what we do when we meet someone and we really are quite fond of them, we want them to feel the same way as well. So we try to do more than what we should. And by that, I mean go out of our way buying gifts, making them feel as though they are wanted and desired, and just kind of just doing what we should do or we feel like we should do to keep them. All right. And one of the things that I always see is titles. Let's just start there. I know you may feel very highly about your person and feel like they're like the greatest thing since, Snickers or whatever. But you're probably wrong. And here's why that is. So many people like to compare their person, let's just say the whole my king and my queen type phrase. That is a big one, and you're not even aware of it. See, here's the thing. When we put those kind of titles onto our person, as far as how much we're going to love them, what you're doing unaware, inadvertently, is boosting their ego. You're feeding it. And when you begin to feed it, they want more. They expect more from you. Okay? Eventually, you create a monster. Yes, this is why we have so many monsters amongst us. Open your eyes, you can see. All you got to do is go to social media. It's right there before you. Someone created that monster. That monster wasn't always like that. And so when we call our person king and queen, which I don't understand why you would want to call your person king or queen anyway, considering historically speaking, that kings and queens are known to be cruel, brutal, and like whoremongers. That's the reputation they have. Yet they're treated like royalty, as though they're like the Messiah. They're treated as though they're really good people, when all actuality they're like the worst. Okay? So why would you even want your person that wear that title? Why? Because you want to treat them as though they are royalty when they actually are not? See, when you put someone on a very high pedestal like that, yes, they appreciate that very much. Especially if they are all already somewhat, a bit arrogant and a bit egotistical. Sure, call me king, treat me like a queen, give me more, treat me better, do more, do more, do more. That's what you're going to get. And see, when you treat someone as if they're your king and king, like you have to treat people that the title that they really are. Okay? It just makes no sense to go above and beyond of what is required for your role, for your position. You're doing too much. You see, it doesn't make sense to you right now? Okay, let me give you an example. I know I don't have the best ones, but I'll try to make it make sense. So you just take, all right, you're working in some corporate office, right? The CEO and the presidents, the higher ups, they are the one who get the bigger offices. The parking space with their name on it, all kinds of perks. Now, what if your coworker who is on the same level as you, though you guys may have different duties, kind of like you and your person, your partner, you have different things and different roles in your relationship, whatever that may be, but they're equal. or should be. But even still, you're still on the same level. So what if your manager gave your coworker a parking space, a bigger office, better equipment to work with, gave them like a $5 more raise, just treated them better than they should be treated, approve all of their time offs? How would that look? Does it seem like they're doing too much for a person who is equivalent to you, to your position? Wouldn't you think that they were doing too much regardless of? Versus just giving the standard congratulatory praise when needed, or a raise based on your performance, that sort of thing. That's normal. That's usually what management does for someone who does their position. They're doing their job versus giving them more than what they're supposed to be. Now, doesn't that sound outrageous? Yes, that's what people are doing in their relationships. And this is why your relationships are failing. I learned this very early on with that last person, right? Remember, I was with that guy for over 15 years. We were besties at first. And when we became committed, which I really wasn't feeling, but hey, whatever. I noticed right away, because his love language is that of material things, gifts, that sort of thing. And of course I would do that. And when I did it, I would kind of like, go all out because that's what I do. I do things big. And then I began to realize the attitude change. There was like a sense of, I deserve it, or, we're best friends, but I'm also your guy too now. So it's like, well, I saw that. I saw the change, the shift. So what I did was I began to fall back. I reeled back in and I thought about it. I said, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not investing in someone that I know they're not going to be a part of my future. I already knew I wasn't going to be with this person for the long haul. I knew that. So I'm going to do what I feel he deserves. And during that time, I felt like he really needed a lot of attention, affection, quality time. He needed that. And guess what? Instead of incorporating materialism into our connection to disrupt our bonding process, I began to just spend more time with him, hang out, laugh, listen, hug on him, love on him. Days when he were really down, going through whatever he was going through. I incorporated that. Instead of us going out like we were before and eating dinner or whatever, I began to cook when we finally decided to move in together and shack up. That's what it was. Okay, so instead of him wasting his money and me wasting mine, because to be real with you guys, to be honest, when you take someone out on a date and you can pay that, guess what? You can do that for anyone. That person that's sitting across from you, they're not all that special. They really aren't. However, when you take the time to prepare a nice meal, and then to hear your partner say every time, damn, that shit looks good. And then thereafter, man, that was delicious. Thank you, babe. What's for dinner? You already know. Okay? To hear that, to feel the appreciation from that meant so much. Even when he would cook for me breakfast, it went both ways. And this is how we incorporated more bonding and more appreciation into our relationship versus being, I'm not a materialistic person anyway. Okay. So to have anything that was material come into play, it was not happening. Like, I'm that girl who would never take things like that from guys. Never. I just never felt right for some reason. I remember one time my friends were with me, and the guy that had just met, just started talking to, presented me with a gift. I'm like, no, I'm good, thank you. And he was just like, here. I was like, no, why would you do that? No, it's not necessary. No, I'm good, thank you. No, seriously, no, you're good. No, you're good. All you got to do is take me to the movies. I don't need all of that. Because I think the energy that I was feeling in that moment, and I feel that now, I felt like there was something attached to what he was giving me. And it looked like it was a piece of jewelry of some kind, but I felt like there was something attached to it. And of course, my homegirls, they had a lot to say, girl, this and that, and that. They did that, which is why they got treated like whores and disrespected. I didn't. I never did. So I would never bring that into my committed relationship. Birthdays come around, things like that. Doing too much? No, I thought about it. Dude, I care about you, but we're about to do this thing right, okay? Yes, it's your birthday. I tell you what, how about I plan a day cruise, like a casino cruise, one of the really nice ones, but at a discounted rate. This way I get the privileges of what he's experiencing as well. Dinner, alcoholic beverages, beautiful sunset. What did we have? We created memories. Whereas me buying something for him, watch, shoes, clothes, something that he's going to wear for someone else when we're no longer together. That ain't happening. No. I've actually had that happen to me once. I think I shared that with you. Went on a date with a guy, complimented his shirt or whatever. He said, oh yeah, thanks, my ex brought it. I said, well, tell your ex she has excellent taste. He kind of gave me a look like, yeah, you're wearing something that someone else bought you. Does she know? You see what I'm saying? No, we're not doing it. I'm not collecting memorabilia for someone because why? It is a waste. It's a waste of money. And it is a waste of effort. It's a waste of time because it comes off to me anyways as disingenuous. When you're bringing material things into your relationship, like what are you trying to prove? Are you trying to buy this person to keep them? And that's what people are doing these days. You're doing it wrong, my love. As much as I want to say invest in your person, no. Our day cruise, next birthday, what are we doing? Okay, I'll book a hotel room. We're going to a water park. Have fun at a discounted rate, of course. Yeah, I have fun. You have fun. We have fun together on your birthday. Boom. What do? Create more memories. Priceless. And after all of that, I have no regrets because I invested in what I thought I should as a girlfriend. Friend, girlfriend, boyfriend. Friend is someone who you obviously should have some similarities, similar interests. They are supposed to be trusting and loyal to you. They comfort you in bad times. They may be there for you. Hey, your car breaks down. They give you a ride to work. They support you. Things of that nature. When you become a boyfriend, girlfriend, the only thing that is added to that is romance and affection. That is all. When you start buying cars and expensive bags and taking this person on 2-week vacation trips, like spending buku money on a temporary person, that's asinine for one. Especially if you know this person is temporary in your life. Like, why are you doing this to impress yourself? It really is a waste of money, time, effort, energy. You're not investing anything. So in my experience, my 15 plus year long relationship experience, I knew that person wasn't going to be my end all be all. I knew that because we were already on different paths. We wanted the same thing, just in different ways. Okay. And the point that I'm trying to make, my loves, stop doing so much. Do what is required of you. Many of you are out there doing more than what married couples are doing for each other. Seriously. Like the time and gifts and all of that things that are being given to boyfriends and girlfriends. There are wives out there who wish their guy would give them that or show them that level of attention. And they're not getting that. But yet you are here doing this for someone who's not even going to be in your life in the next couple of months. This is where you're going wrong. This is where you're failing. You do what is required of you to do. When you get married, you guys determine what kind of roles you're going to play what that looks like. But when you start, even when you're married people, when you start going above and beyond what is required of you, that is where you go wrong. And this is why little monsters are created. Egos. This is what is out there. And so when I see on social media that like 19 and 20-year-olds, they're dating married men because they can get gifts and money from them, like, just think if they were in a relationship, what they would expect from you. They would expect everything except genuine emotions and affections and actual love. They're not going to care about that because now someone has fed them the wrong meal. Okay? And this is what is being regurgitated out there in society. Everyone is doing more than what they should be or not enough. All right? So it's either one or the other. There's very rarely any sort of, neutral giving going on. Receiving is crazy right now. Everybody is taking. It's crazy. And this is why people, if this is you, this is why you should stop giving. Do what is required of you. It doesn't take that much. Because here's the reality of it, my love. They are not going to make you have to work so hard to keep them. You're not going to feel nervous and anxious as though you have to do so much to keep them in your life. Now, granted, it may even still be temporary, but at the end of the day, you can say, hey, I didn't put so much investment in this financially, emotionally, energetically. I did what was required of me. Therefore, at the end of the day, I'm not really losing. You understand? I mean, it's no guarantee that someone's always going to be there with you or stay with you. There really isn't. But at least you can say, hey, I did what was required of me. I did my best at it. And see, that's the other thing. Quality. Quality over quantity. You can do very little and make that look sexy as hell. You can make it to the point to where it could be something so minimal, but it's special for your person. Like, it really is just something for that person. Just to add this, I just thought about something. So when you think about, let's think Jay-Z and Beyonce. Everyone calls her Queen Bee, da-da-da-da-da. But I promise you, I guarantee you, at the end of the day, Jay does not treat her as that. I bet it's so challenging for her to make her feel special to where he has to do something small and sentimental to where it is only designed just for her. Maybe have a self-portrait, one of those Renaissance, regal type paintings they have, something like that, something that is just for her. He really probably has to go out of his way, do some serious critical thinking just to do something special for her, to make her. Why? Because anything that he can give her, material-wise, he can do that for 100,000 other women. Okay? Yeah. So it really is about doing small things for the person to make them feel appreciated, wanted, and loved, if that's where your relationship is. But yeah, you should never do more than what is required for you, because at the end of the day, you could be the one feeling like a fool. All right, my loves, I'm going to leave that right there. Now, if by chance you need further dating coaching, all of my information will be linked down below. I thank you for joining me always. That is all for now. Until next time.